So let's talk about a pranayama you might be familiar with from taking any yoga class, either online or in a yoga studio or even at a gym. And it's called Ujjayi. Now, Ujjayi breathing has sometimes been referred to as the Darth Vader breath or the hissing breath. And it is very soothing. It is calming. It creates internal heat and it helps integrate the mind and body. It's very helpful for calming the Vatic mind, which is Vata energy again, is that airy energy that can kind of keep us in loops in anxiety at times when it's a little too high, can kind of keep us in our head. And it draws the energy down. It's a lovely pranayama. However, a lot of people don't understand how to use it skillfully. You've probably heard of it. And maybe you can think about it. There's this little constriction in the back of the throat. So again, you can feel that Darth Vader. Now, ways that you can understand if you are doing this properly is you can put your hand up as if you're fogging up a mirror. And close the mouth. And you still feel that in the back of the throat. So it's good to practice. Now, this breath, the thing that is a common misconception that I've seen repeatedly as a yoga teacher is that people think the bigger the sound, the better, right? So I'm going to really ramp it up. Like they really put a lot of effort into focusing on making sure that everyone can tell that they're breathing in the class. And this is a misconception because you are basically leaking your energy out by overexerting it with the breath. The energetics comes from you being really mindful of keeping your vessel in alignment. So maybe the people that are closest to you, if the mats are fairly close, will be able to hear you, especially if you're working really hard doing a lot of vinyasa. So a lot of quick movements in your class. But generally, you're really the only one that needs to be hearing the breath. And when you do this, you're being really mindful and strategic about how you're using the breath. And then you're going to get that energetic boon of the calm, of the grounding. But if you're really making a lot of noise, imagine that things are bleeding out, right? The energy that you're trying to create is not going to be sustained. You might feel in the moment pretty good, but the lasting after effects of the pranayama, which you should feel over the next day, even into the next day, you might not notice because you were putting so much effort in letting everyone know what you were doing that it wasn't really an internal thing. So I want you to consider when you do your Ujjayi breath to really allow yourself to be mindful about the sound, about how it's feeling in the body, that it's feeling internalized, like you're internalizing it versus letting it go, right? We're doing the yoga for ourselves, for what's inside. And then, of course, the after effects of how you then operate in the world. But if you're letting all that energy spill out, you will not have the boon of the after effect. You might just feel really depleted after the practice, right? So be mindful and strategic about using that breath. It's very powerful, but not everybody needs to know. The people in the back of the room, if you're in the front of the room, don't need to hear you, right? You want to be keeping this close because when you keep it close, this is where you'll feel that energetic shift and energetic change. Now, if you've done Ujjayi breath before, if you have any questions, please put them below in the comments. I'm happy to work through it, but I just want you to think about it. You just fog up that mirror just gently. And already I can feel how much more relaxed I'm starting to be in my body. Whereas if I'm going, it doesn't create that right? So again, we're trying to be skillful and mindful with our energy. And I want you to be a magician with it. I want you to know exactly how this works so that you can get the benefits of your practice. So let me know how it goes.